We will start now. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishajye Bhavaroginam Dhake Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Sakshat Krutam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Arthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Krathitam Purana Munina Adhe Mahabharatam Dvaitamritavarshidhim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Ambattvamanusandathami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavadveshinīm. In the last few classes, we have been discussing the Chaturvida Purusharthas, the four fundamental human goals. We have discussed in detail all the four Purusharthas. One by one we discussed, starting from Artha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the four fundamental human goals. And among these Chaturvida Purushartha, what are we really interested? What are we really fundamentally seek? we have discussed that in and through all the Purushartha, Dharmartha, Kama Purushartha, that Trivida Purushartha, what I seek is moksha. What I seek is moksha. Through Artha, what I seek is nothing but moksha. Through Kama, what I seek is nothing but moksha. Through Dharma also, what I seek is nothing but moksha. So, really speaking, there are no four Purusharthas. All the four Purusharthas resolves into one Purushartha, which is moksha, which is freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from insecurity. Freedom from unhappiness, dukkha, and freedom from any sense of limitation. Anything that which limits me, it is not acceptable to me because it causes dukkha. It causes parichinnatva. It makes me limited. And I don't want anything which limits me. Then what do I want? I want to be unlimited. I want to be infinite. I want to be free. Therefore only there is always an attempt, a prayatna to overcome these limitations, which are the cause of dukkha. But our prayatna to overcome all these limitations, they are directed externally. They are directed towards the external. They are directed towards external world in the form of accomplishing various things or avoiding many things. If you see our actions, it can be classified into two things. One is in the form of accomplishing, other one is form of avoiding. Sometimes by accomplishment, you become happy, you get a sense of security, you get a sense of a peace by accomplishment. Sometimes by avoiding, you get a sense of freedom, freedom from insecurity, freedom from happiness. It is only a sense, or it is only a temporary perception, temporary experience. Therefore, our whole actions, it can be classified into two things: accomplishment or avoidance. And therefore, engaging in the process of accomplishing various things and objects in life, that is called pravritti. That is called pravritti. Pravritti means engagement, engaging in actions. Avoiding or getting rid of things which are the source of unhappiness, which are the source of insecurity, that is called nivritti. Nivritti means you move away. Pravritti means you move closer to it. The form of action. Both involves action. One involves engaging in an action to accomplish what you want. Other one is also engagement of action, but you move away from that, which are the source of unhappiness, dukkha. So pravritti and nivritti. Our whole life is nothing but a series or a combination of pravritti and nivritti. I want this, I don't want this. I want that, I don't want that. So it can be classified. So the whole pursuit, the whole life is of only these two things: pravritti, nivritti, rupa. And pravritti is sukha praptaye pravritti. Pravritti, engagement, engaging in action is for the sake of sukham, happiness. And dukkha nivrittaye, nivritti. Nivritti is for avoiding the experiences of dukkam. Therefore, getting and getting rid of pravritti and nivritti. These are the two main things into which we can cover all our activities. And what about this dharma artha kama? Dharma artha kama also involves action, karma. A variety of actions are involved in accomplishing what I want through dharma artha kama. That is why they are the fundamental human goals. So the pursuit of dharma artha kama, therefore, it also involves both pravritti and nivritti. Whether it is pravritti or nivritti, they are painful. They are dukkha. Why? Because dharmartha kama pursuit is nothing but pravritti and nivritti. And what you achieve through dharmartha kama, that is the sadhyam, the ends which are achieved through dharmartha kama, they are limited. They are limited and they are anitya. And therefore, it causes dissatisfaction, unhappiness, ashanti. Whatever I accomplish in my life by my actions from the external world or directed towards external world, whatever I accomplish, it is going to be limited in terms of time, in terms of place, in terms of people and relations, in terms of situations, in terms of everything. Therefore, they are limited, they are impermanent, anityam, anityatvam, and therefore it brings pain and sorrow. And these are the defects or the limitations of dharma, artha, kama, purushartha. And we have discussed the limitations in the previous classes. Trivida doshaha, we have seen. Therefore, if they are inherent or innate with certain defects, then why do I seek them? Really speaking, I don't seek dharma, artha, kama, purushartha. In and through dharma, artha, kama, what I seek is only moksha, freedom. And therefore, this freedom cannot be within the scope of pravritti or nivritti. Freedom is not something you can accomplish through action or getting rid of something. That also involves action. Pravritti involves action. And anything you gain by action, it is going to be limited. For example, if you want to gain money, any amount of money you gain, it is limited. You cannot gain infinite money, infinite dhanam. Not possible. So even if you accomplish, even if you gain the whole world, even if you become the president of America, it is going to be limited. Limited in one way. If you are the president of the America, that means you are the most powerful person in the world. Then you don't have control over the beings in the other world, other loka. Your power is only within this world. You're going to be limited. Or in other way, that presidentship is only for a period of 5 years. At the most, we can enjoy for 5 years or 10 years, maybe one time you can become the president. So maximum 10 years. So that is also going to be limited, even if you become the most powerful person. Therefore, anything which you gain by action in the world, it is going to be limited. Even the so-called powerful person is also limited. And I don't want to be limited. I don't want to accept any limitation. I don't want limited happiness. I don't want security to be limited. I don't want my shanti, my peace And similarly, nivritti also. Nivritti is getting rid of. I cannot run away from life. I cannot get rid of many things in life. Why? Because many the things are not in my control. Many things, many situations in the life, they are not in my control. Wherever I run, they are going to follow me. So neither nivritti nor pravritti cannot make me free, cannot make me unlimited, infinite, cannot make me secure. And I am the subject, the subject, only subject, and the whole Jagat is the object. A lot of things, people and persons, situations, they are the objects. So one subject and so many objects. You can imagine the pitiable condition of me. Then how can I be free either by pravritti or nivritti in the Jagat? It's going to be a problem. Therefore, if I want to be free, if I want to be unlimited, then it cannot be gained by action. And it cannot be gained by action, and the result of action in the form of objects or persons or situations in life. This is not possible. If I want to be free and unlimited, then it must be already there in me. It must be swabhavikam. It must be intrinsic to me. It cannot be incidental. Agantam. The freedom and the sense of unlimitation, nothing to limit me, it must be intrinsically available to me. It must be intrinsic, not agantukam. Fire is art. Agnehe svabhavam ushnaha. The artness of the fire, is it swabhavikam or agantukam? It is swabhavikam. It is the intrinsic nature of fire. That heat is the intrinsic nature. Therefore, fire cannot aspire to become hot. Need not, because already fire is hot. It is swabhavikam. It is its swarupa. It is not agantukam. Fire is already hot. Therefore, fire cannot say, I don't want to be cold. It cannot be. Even if fire wishes, it cannot be cold. Similarly, if I aspire to become free, if I aspire to become unlimited, infinite, then the possibility is either it must be intrinsic, swabhavikam, or it must not be the truth of me. It must be impossible. I cannot become free. There are only two possibilities. Either it must be my inherent, innate nature, or I cannot be free. I cannot be unlimited, infinite. There are only two possibilities. Either it should be swabhavikam, my nature, or it is not possible. I will explain this. If moksha is what I want to gain, if freedom is what I want, then it implies I don't have freedom now. Freedom is not enjoyed by me now. If I don't have freedom, then I must work to become. The freedom which I talk about is the freedom from the sense of limitation. Limitation in terms of time, place, and everything. Not freedom from the external world. Not freedom from any person. That freedom we are not talking about. Freedom means any sense of limitation. So, freedom is free from the freedom is free from any sense of limitation. Okay. If that is what I want, when do I want that freedom? Do I want to be free in the past, or in the present or in the future? And do I want to be free at a particular place or a particular time or with a particular person or a particular situation? When do I want free? When do I want to be free? Am I want to be free on a particular day in a week, only on Sunday? Or do I want to be free on a particular month or particular year? I want to be free all the time. I want to be free at all the place. I want to be free in spite of situations, any situations in life. Nothing should touch me. That is what is freedom is. Therefore, what type of freedom I want? I want that freedom which is nityam. I I want that freedom which is aparichinnam, not limited. I want that freedom which is sukhamayam or dukkha amrishitam. Therefore, what I want is freedom, and freedom in the form of happiness, and the happiness must be nityam, nitya sukham. Not that I want to be happy and free on a particular day at particular time. I want to be happy and free all the time. If that is so, if what I seek is unlimited, infinite in terms of security, happiness, or peace, then I will ask you, can you achieve that by action, by your karma? What you seek is unlimited, and that you want to achieve. And action is it limited or unlimited? Action being limited, how can you achieve through action infinite happiness, infinite limitless happiness, infinite security? Is it possible? Therefore, either freedom is impossible or it must be my nature, my swarupam. If freedom is impossible, then we will not be attempting to become free. You will not also be attending the class. You have to think for yourself, why do I attend the class? What do I am going to achieve through the class? Or what am I going to achieve through all my actions in life? It all will finally narrows down to only this thing, that is freedom. Because all your actions, pravritti and nivritti, and even attending the class also involves this freedom. Therefore, freedom must be possible. The very fact that I try to be free through all the pursuits itself confirms that it means freedom must be by nature. Freedom is possible and it must be only only by nature. Only if it is by nature, then freedom is possible. If that is so, then why don't I enjoy the freedom now? How do I miss it? Particularly, how do I miss it when I do transaction with the world? That is because either I have no knowledge about myself or I have a wrong knowledge about myself. Totally wrong knowledge. I have certain conclusions about myself that puts me in a trap. That takes me for a ride. And that trap is not Bhagavan created. The trap is self woven. Nobody has pushed us. I myself have woven a cocoon around me and got trapped. Therefore, who is the cause of my dukkham, unhappiness? Who is the cause of all sense of limitation? It is myself. No, nobody is a cause. I myself is the cause of unhappiness. Myself is the cause of the limitations. Whenever I see myself as dependent, Whenever I see myself as being bound, bandaha, being limited, or being controlled, or in control of something or someone else, then I feel helpless, I become unhappy. I discover that I am a helpless human being. And therefore, my attempt is to become free from this sense of helplessness, to become free from this bondage, bandaha. And the manner through which I am trying to become free through dharma, artha, karma, they are not the right means. They don't provide me what I want. And therefore, since the purpose of human life, my life, is to become free, and also since Dharmartha Kama pursuits doesn't provide the means to become free, therefore, where will I search for that freedom? In the form of pravritti or nivritti. It is not possible. And we have the desire to become free. The desire to become free is always is there. Whenever I feel I'm bound in some way, like not having enough money, then I go after money. When I feel that I don't have power, then I go after power. So whenever I feel a lack or a sense of dependency or that which makes me feel bound, then I go after it. I go after to accomplish so that I will become free. Therefore, everybody is pursuing freedom and nothing else, and not knowing what freedom is, that is the cause of all problem, samsara. Everything that gives me a seeming freedom, understand, seeming freedom in the word, it comes at a certain price. I pay the price for it. Though I pay the price for it, I don't get really what I want, or sometimes I get even worse than what I deserve. And therefore, there is no such thing as absolute freedom or absolute happiness in the world. So when I realize this, my search for freedom, moksha, it becomes more and more directed, and that freedom has to be sought from within myself rather than outside of myself. And this true freedom is nothing but recognizing that freedom is my very nature, my swarupam. I take myself to be bound, and that is nothing but a notion, and it is not the truth about myself, and therefore, freedom is to be gained by knowing, by gaining the knowledge that I am already free. I am always free. I am complete. Purnaha. Freedom is only there when I feel I am complete. Purnaha. When I am Purnaha, when I am completely filled, whole, then nothing can fill me. I am already whole, complete, Purnaha. Nothing can make me happy. Nothing can make me limited because I am Purnaha. That is the knowledge. And that is the true nature of myself also. And that has to be discovered. The real freedom lies in gaining that knowledge that I am always free. I am not limited. Not having that knowledge, it is a cause of all the human problems. In fact, that is called samsara. Therefore, the cause of samsara is what now? The cause of samsara is ignorance. Ignorance about what? Ignorance about myself. Ignorance about my own nature. In Sanskritam, it is called ajnanam, ignorance. Another word for ignorance is ajnanam. Ajnanam or avidya. Na jnanam, ajnanam. Jnanam means knowledge. Ajnana means no knowledge. That is ignorance. If ajnanam, ignorance is a cause of samsara, samsara is what? Samsara is the sense of limitation. Then what is the solution? If ajnanam is the cause, the karanam, then what is the solution? Jnanam. Jnanam must be the solution, knowledge. And that is what the Jnanakanda portion of the Veda teaches. The very word Jnanakanda tells that that particular portion of the Veda deals with gaining knowledge. The Karmakanda portion of the Veda deals with various karma to accomplish various ends which are limited in terms of everything because it deals with karma. Karma being limited, karma pala is going to be limited. It cannot be unlimited. And what I want is moksha. Therefore, if you want moksha, which will you choose? Will you choose karmakanda or jnanakanda? Karmakanda caters to the needs of people through dharma, artha, kama pursuits. That is for the people in the beginning stage of life. For brahmachari or grihastha, vanaprastha, they all go through the karmakanda portion of the Veda and they follow the means to achieve certain ends which are given in the karmakanda portion of the Veda. And Shastra itself says karmakanda as limitation. Even if you do karma which can take you to Swarga Loka, the Swarga Loka is going to be limited. Swarga Loka is not permanent. It is not nityam. Through certain actions you have gained punya and you have gone to Swarga Loka in the next janma, in the next life. And in Swarga Loka, you will encash the punya what you gained through your karma. And once the punya is exhausted, when your balance sheet shows zero, then again you have to come back. That is why it is also called a samsara only. Samyak sarati iti samsara. You have to come back to the world and take janma, and again janma marana will be in the cycle of janma marana, birth and death. Therefore, but there are some people who wants that. For them, it is karmakanda portion is there. Veda doesn't discourage anyone. Your choice. Everything, Veda is like a big shopping mall. Everything is provided. You can choose what you want. There are always buyers for anything in life. So Karmakanda provides that. Karmakanda doesn't discourage anybody to be free from anything. If you want this, you are free. Your choice to choose what you want. So Karmakanda provides the means and the ends, and it says that they are limited. And the next portion of the Veda following the Karmakanda is the Jnanakanda. The Jnanakanda, after going through the experiences in life, a person realizes that this Karmakanda, the karmas, the dharmartha kama pursuits doesn't provide me what I really want in life, and therefore the next stage of life or the next portion of the Veda, Jnanakanda, it comes and teaches and gives you knowledge that makes you free. That makes you free from samsara. That gives you moksha. So, whether it is Jnanakanda or Karmakanda, it is purely your choice. That also involves Purushartha, your choice. And since Jnanakanda deals with knowledge, what knowledge? What Jnanam? Atma Jnanam. Knowledge about myself, self-knowledge. And this self-knowledge alone removes samsara. The Karmakanda, they finally resolves in Jnanakanda. All the human beings, through their various pursuits, finally they should land up in Jnanakanda. That is how the Vedas have provided a wonderful scheme of life. we can fulfill all our desires through various actions and enjoying the karma pala, and finally realizing, gaining experiences through the results of action, we will land up in Jnana Kanda. We will discover ourselves, or we will recognize a fact that anything which I accomplish in life is going to be limited, and what I want is moksha, and that can be provided only by the Jnanakanda portion of the Veda, which is the last portion of the Veda. Even in the Veda, this is the arrangement. The first portion is karma, second portion is jnana. Karma, it involves action. Jnana, no action is involved, and therefore Jnanakanda portion of the Veda is for the last, for the people who are in the last stage of life. It is sannyasa ashrama. Sannyasa ashrama means not that people should take physical sannyasa. No. Sannyasa, it can be manasa sannyasa. One can be a sannyasa internally. One can have the inner maturity to lead a life of sannyasa. We will talk about sannyasa and all later. That is what Krishna is also going to teach Arjuna. We will see that. Now, this Atma Jnanam alone removes samsara. Now the problem is I am a samsari. I suffer. I am in pain. And this can go only through self-knowledge. Why? Because ignorance is the cause of samsara and knowledge alone is the remover of samsara. And that is what the Jnana Kanda teaches. Samsara karanam ajnanam and bandha karanam ajnanam and moksha karanam jnanam. That is the teaching of the Jnana Kanda portion of the Veda, the last portion of the Veda, which is also called Upanishad or Vedanta. Vedanam Antaha Vedantaha. The last portion of all the Vedas, they're called Vedanta. It is only a positional name. So I will be using the word Vedanta or Upanishad or Jnana Kandam, all mean the same thing. Now, the three Purusharthas, Dharmartha Kama, we have seen it is covered by the Veda Purva, that is the first portion of the Veda. And the Veda very well knows that we are limited, and that is why it talks about knowledge at the end of the Veda in Vedanta. Why, you can ask, why does the Veda talk about knowledge at the end? Why can't it talk about it in the beginning itself? If the Veda talks about knowledge in the beginning itself, then nobody will come to Vedanta. Nobody will choose the first part. It will be there. Because everybody is after sense objects. Everybody is after the pleasures and securities which they want to gain from the world, which seemingly provides. Therefore, nobody will choose Jnanakanda, if Jnanakanda was the first portion of the Veda. One has to be a mature person. One has to get seasoned by enough experiences to understand and appreciate this knowledge. And therefore, Veda presents the knowledge at the end of the Veda. And the teaching of the Veda is important, and this teaching of the Veda, and like the Veda Purva Bhaga, Vedanta also requires certain qualifications on the part of the students who want to study that. The teaching of Vedanta is so important, it is not for everyone. As the Veda Purva, it prescribes certain qualification for doing certain karma. Like, for example, there are certain karma which only a Brahmana can do. Other Varnas cannot do. There are certain karma which only Kshatriya can do. For example, Kshatriya can do, like the Raja can do only Ashwamedha Yaga. Only a Raja can do, nobody else can do. A Brahmana doesn't have the privilege of doing Ashwamedha Yaga. So there are certain qualifications required even to perform karma. And therefore, Veda Purva prescribes certain qualifications, certain adhikari who are eligible to perform certain action and enjoy the result. Similarly, Vedanta also requires certain qualification, adhikaritvam, on the part of the people, the students who want to pursue that. I use the word student because Vedanta deals with knowledge, and knowledge is the form of teaching. Therefore, I use the word student. So, therefore, if we consider the Veda as a book, as one book, really speaking, Veda is not a book. We know it very well. Veda is nothing but knowledge. How can knowledge be in the form of a book? But if we consider Veda as a book, then the first portion of the Veda, Veda Purva, deals with various karma and the karma pala, which are limited in nature, and the Veda Anta, the last portion of the Veda, deals with jnanam, which is what we all really fundamentally seek. Now, suppose if I ask you, which one of you are you interested in? If you are interested in Veda Purva, suppose if you say, then this class is not for you. Because I don't know about Veda Purva. Neither I'm interested in knowing about Veda Purva and following it because I know they are limited. I know there's limited utilities also. Are you interested in the last portion of the Veda? If you say yes, then this class is for you. Therefore, whether it is Veda Purva or Vedanta, you should know what it deals with before you study. At least you must have some knowledge about it. Otherwise, choice being there, what will you choose between the two, Veda Purva or Vedanta? Therefore, as I said, Veda Purva prescribes certain qualifications. Vedanta also prescribes certain qualifications. So your choice depends on the four factors. Generally, in tradition, we say it depends on four factors which the commentators of the Veda will declare before you study it. Veda will not mention the four factors, which includes the qualification of the person who wants to pursue it. Veda will not mention, but the commentators, the people who write commentary on the Veda, they will take pain to mention to the readers, to the listeners. Those four factors, it is an important topic and it is a preliminary topic to be discussed before we study any text. In our tradition, in all the texts of all the darshanam, the philosophy, you will find certain description before getting into the text. For the Veda Purva, the commentators on the Veda Purva, they mention these four factors. The commentators on the Veda Anta, they also mention these four factors. The four factors involve the person, the qualification of the person who wants to pursue it. So the commentators, they mention these four factors, and the four factors are called in Sanskritam Anubandha Chatushtayam. I will explain this later. Now I will explain these four factors with an example. You will understand. For example, if I go to a bookshop, what book will I select? The selection of a book by me, it depends on my interest. It depends on my level of knowledge. The selection of any book. Mainly there will be four factors. The first thing is, are you interested or are you a qualified person to read the book? What I mean by that is qualification in terms of the expertise in the language and the area of interest, the topic of the book. Then the second thing is, suppose if it is a book on organic chemistry or statistical analysis, will you be interested to pick up the book? Maybe if you're interested, you may pick up that book. Or someone will pick up Sherlock Holmes. Someone will pick up Sidney Sheldon. It depends on the person. It depends on the person and depends on the subject matter of the book. If the person is interested in the subject matter, he picks up that book. Therefore, the second thing is the subject matter, Vishaya. Then the third thing is what is the use of that book? What is the utility? What do I gain from it? Does it serve any purpose? Even just entertainment may be a purpose. Reading the book for a joy is also a purpose. Some utility will be there. Otherwise, nobody will read. Therefore, that is the third factor, utility. Then the fourth thing, that is, what is the relationship between the subject matter and the book? What is the relationship between the subject matter and the usefulness of what it says? That is the fourth thing. Therefore, there are four things, four factors involved, which we must know before taking up any study or even any activity. And any text in our tradition, they talk about these four factors, which are called four connections, fourfold connections, or fourfold prerequisites. In Sanskritam, it is called Anubandha Chatushtayam. Fourfold connections. Anubandha means Anubadhnati iti Anubandha. Anubadyate Shastrena iti Anubandha. That which connects me, which connects, or that by what? By these four factors. That is called Anubandha. So, if Veda is a book, the first portion is Veda Purva, then the Veda Purva must have these four factors. Vedanta also must have these four factors. And therefore, if a person knows the fourfold factors that the book discusses, and if the person is interested, then the person can connect himself to the book. The book is meant for that person. Veda Purva is meant for you if you can connect yourself through the four factors. You can connect, if you can connect yourself through the four factors to Vedanta, then Vedanta is what for you. And now, what are those fourfold factors? Every author, the tradition, before beginning is the text, he will mention either directly or indirectly, he will mention the fourfold factors, four connections. He will tell for whom he is writing the book, who is the fit person, who is the qualified person to study this book. In Sanskritam, we call Adhikari. Adhikari means qualified person. Even to attend the class or any seminar, there must be some qualification. Adhikaritvam is required. Adhikaraha asya asti iti adhikari. If it is, suppose if there is a book dealing with organic chemistry, then naturally a person who is doing the arts, he will not read the book. If I am not qualified for this book, then I will not waste my time to go through the pages. Therefore, the right person, the right candidate, that is Adhikari, is the first factor which the text will mention. Veda Purva also as Adhikari, it mentions, and Vedanta also mentions Adhikari. The Adhikari differs for both. Veda Purva, it is different, Vedanta is different. Though it is Veda Purva and Vedanta makes one book, the Adhikaritvam for the first part of the Veda and second part of the Veda, they are different. It means what? That Anubandha Chatushtayam for Veda Purva and Vedanta are different. Okay. Now, the second factor is the subject matter, Vishaya. That is a topic. That is a topic which the book discusses. Now, what is the subject matter of the book? It has to be told by the book in the beginning itself. It is the subject matter is has to be told in the beginning. It is like the name board of a shop. You see the name board of the shop, and you decide whether you want to enter the shop or not. Suppose if there is no name board and you want to buy something, then you will spend hours and hours in the shop searching for what you want. So the name board itself clearly shows what they sell in the shop. Similarly, the subject matter in the mentioning the subject matter in the beginning itself, the text says what it deals with. And what is the subject matter of Veda Purva? It is karma. And what is the subject matter of Vedanta? That we will see. Now, the third factor is prayojanam. You remember the first two factors, adhikari, vishayaha, and now the third factor is prayojanam. What do I get out of this book? What is the benefit? Because we are all utilitarians. We don't do or we don't pursue anything without expecting anything in return. We want to derive some benefit out of what we do. That is the prayojanam. So that is the third factor. Therefore, the prayojanam also should be mentioned in the beginning itself. That decides whether the person can further go ahead or not. That is prayojanam. Then the fourth factor is sambandha. Sambandha is the relationship between the subject matter and the book. Between the subject matter, Vishaya, and the book. What is the sambandha, the connection? Generally, the knowledge of the Vishaya, the knowledge of the subject matter, it doesn't give rise to prayojanam, the usefulness, unless you make use of the subject matter described in the book. For example, if you take a book on cooking, you read a book how to cook. What do you gain? You gain the knowledge of cooking. But that knowledge will not remove your hunger. You have to make use of that knowledge in the kitchen to cook food. That will remove your hunger. So the mere knowledge will not remove your hunger. It involves action. But there are certain knowledge which can directly give prayojanam, usefulness, without any effort. For example, you are searching for your spectacles. And you are searching for your spectacles. And the spectacle is very well on your forehead. But you have forgotten. And you are searching for the spectacle all over. Now, the knowledge that you have the spectacle just on your forehead, if somebody gives that knowledge or you yourself realize it, then the very knowledge itself gives a prayojanam, gives a prayojanam of recognizing or identifying my spectacle. It doesn't involve any action. So, the knowledge that the very spectacle is above my forehead is enough to give the prayojanam. Give the prayojanam. In Vedanta, particularly in Vedanta, what we say is the knowledge itself is the prayojanam. In Veda Purva, knowledge itself is not the prayojanam. Knowledge can be converted to prayojanam by action. It involves karma. Between the knowledge and the result, sometimes action is required, sometimes actions are not required. Therefore, there are two types of sambandha possible. Understand, listen carefully. Between the knowledge, that is the vishaya, the subject matter, and the prayojanam, two types of sambandhas are possible. One sambandha is called Chodaka Chodya Sambandha. That is the sambandha, the relationship which involves action. The other type of sambandha is that where there is no action involved, only the knowledge itself will give the prayojanam. That is called Bodhaka Bodhya Sambandha or Pratipadaka Pratipadya Sambandha. The revealer revealed knowledge. So two types of sambandha. We will talk about this sambandha and other things maybe detailed in the next class. So now how many factors we have? Adhikari, Shayaka, Prayojanam and Sambandha. These four are called Anubandha Chatushtayam, which connects the person to the text or to the book. So Veda Purva has these fourfold connections, and Vedanta also has its fourfold connections. And the person, if a person can connect himself to the fourfold factors to Vedanta or Veda Purva, then it is for him. Then the person can pursue that text. And now, Gita being Upanishad, Gita being the Moksha Shastra, the content of the Gita being the content of what is revealed in the Upanishad. Therefore, this fourfold factors, Anubandha Chatushtayam of the Upanishad, is also the Anubandha Chatushtayam of the Gita. And before getting into Gita, we must know what are this Anubandha Chatushtayam. If I am the person going to read Gita, Bhagavad Gita, I must know what are these fourfold factions or fourfold prerequisites which connect me. And this fourfold connections with reference to Gita, and also the qualifications which are required on the part of the student who wants to read Gita, both we will discuss in the next class. And today we will stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Ji.